Welcome to Stellenbosch AgriSciences.
So, welcome to Stellenbosch.
Welcome to Stellenbosch.
Bienvenue à Stellenbosch University, bienvenue à la faculteit d'AgriSciences, bienvenue au département d'économie agricole.
Welkom by Stellenbosch Universiteit, welkom by die Agri-fakulteit en 'n spesiale welkom as jy 'n hortologie student is, beste departement op campus.
Welcome to Stellenbosch AgriScience. Welcome to the Department of Agriculture Economics.
Welcome to Stellenbosch, guys. I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to Stellenbosch University and welcome to the Faculty of Agricultural Economics.
Welcome to Stellenbosch, your home away from home.
A warm and hearty welcome to the Faculty of AgriSciences at Stellenbosch University. I'm Jackie Rousseau, a master's student pursuing a degree in agricultural economics and more importantly, your host for the Smarties 101 event. Pull up a chair, have a cup of coffee or pour yourself a glass of wine, granted you're older than 18, and join me in a conversation about AgriSciences. The purpose of this event is simply to put your minds at ease, try to best answer some of the questions we think you might have, and yes, also to reassure you that you've made a great decision in choosing Stellenbosch University and an even better choice by choosing AgriSciences. Tonight, I will be talking to faculty staff and they will provide you with some valuable information, as well as introducing you to a few of my fellow students. Students who, like you, were also once unsure about what they should study and can give you some insight as to what it's all about. That said, it's impossible to tell you everything you might want to hear. So, should you during the program or afterwards still have questions, please join us at our online Smarties 101 live question and answer session on Tuesday, 4 October between 6:30 to 7:15. You are most welcome to email any questions to us at agric@sun.ac.za or to post them on our Telegram link, which we will then also answer at the live event on the 4th of October. So, where do we start? Firstly, I think congratulations will be at the order of the day. Congratulations on receiving a conditional offer from the Faculty of Agri-Sciences. We received almost 5,000 applications for the 2023 intake year, so you can be exceptionally proud to have received an offer. That being said, perhaps you've also received offers from other institutions or offers from Stellenbosch for degree programs in other faculties, and now you need to make a tough decision. So, let's hear from some of our current students why they decided to study AgriSciences at Stellenbosch University. Perhaps that can help you.
Stellenbosch University has one of the best science faculties in the African continent, so it was undoubtedly the only and the right decision to make.
I chose Stellenbosch University because it's beautiful for one, and it's one of the best universities in Southern Africa.
The Agri-Science faculty here is #1 in Africa, so that was a no-brainer for me. I only applied here, don't be like me, apply to other places. But if you get an offer here, take it with everything you've got.
So Stellenbosch University is one of the only places where you can have a higher education in forestry, where you can have a degree, master's, even a PhD. So that's one of the main reasons I'm here, but another reason would be is the amazing climate, as we have a nice Mediterranean climate, we have nice people and a really nice nature environment.
Stellenbosch is the best place to study. It offers a lot more than other universities does, and it's currently the best university to study agri-science.
And the town itself is just a beautiful town.
Die campuslewe is vet pret. Almal is so gretig om jou te ontmoet en met jou te gesels en soos nuwe mense te ontmoet en tog koneksies en vriendskappe te bou wat jou 'n leeftyd gaan hou.
I thought it was the best place to study my specific degree, and then I also wanted to experience the student town life.
I wanted to get a new experience, so I wanted to leave my country, and this was a nice place where I could get all the diversity in terms of culture, in terms of meeting peers and getting the full experience I was looking for.
What do I like about Stellenbosch University? The people here are amazing and gorgeous.
I can definitely add my voice to that. Stellenbosch is a magical place where you'll make new friends, have the absolute best of times, and you get rewarded by obtaining a world-class qualification. But perhaps your parents are watching along with you tonight and might want to hear the voice of an academic, and for that we turn to the Dean of our faculty, Professor Donnie Brank. Prof. Brank is a geneticist at heart and he did his undergraduate BSc degree majoring in animal physiology and genetics. His love for genetics subsequently led to his master's and PhD degree in genetics. Qualifications, I might add, which he all obtained cum laude, which truly is the cream of the crop. Prof, before we dive into any other questions, may I ask what's so exciting about genetics and why you chose to study it?
That's an easy answer. Genetics is the closest that you'll ever get to a blank canvas in sciences. If you start off, it makes you understand the complexity of nature, the ecosystems around you, even the society within which you function. And if you then study it onto a certain level, you really get an opportunity to create something new, something better, really drive for innovation. That's how you get to the open canvas.
Prof, you chose to come study at Stellenbosch University in the 80s, and since then, campus definitely has changed a lot. Why is Stellenbosch University still an excellent choice for students today?
It was even then one of the best universities, to study, and today it still offers you that unique opportunity, a beautiful town and a setting, to live in, a place to study. The university is extremely well equipped in terms of its infrastructure. At our faculty, our staff is the best qualified that you can get. And it really offers you a unique opportunity to interact with a diverse group of students from different disciplines and cultures, including our international students, and really offer you a great opportunity for personal and professional development from which you should be able to launch an interesting and a successful career.
And then my last question, Prof. Why should they specifically choose AgriSciences?
AgriSciences at the moment is just so dynamic with both opportunities and challenges. If you just rumble the words of climate change and sustainability and food security in the mix, you'll always find agriculture right in the center, attracting not only attention, but giving excellent opportunities for interdisciplinary studies and interaction. And it's just, so actual in terms of its priority setting within society, within our economy, and within the ecosystem. And as I said, with the challenges and opportunities, hardly a better, career option. Our students really is sought after, not only within the South African setting, but also many of our students find good work and employment opportunities also in international programs and industries. So really a good and relevant choice within our society of today.
Prof, is there any piece of advice that you would like to offer to the 2023 newcomers?
Yeah, the best advice is you must decide and commit to come to Stellenbosch. Use the opportunity, and when you arrive, stay focused.
Let's hear from some of my fellow students. Numpumulemo Mosaka, you are busy with your degree in viticulture and oenology, otherwise known as grapevine sciences, which does form part of the scarce skills environment. Tell us why you chose to study this degree.
You see, grapevine wine sciences was never really part of what I wanted to do. So I was just a young girl from Pretoria and I didn't really know about it. So I was actually just planning to study biomedicine at Wits, and that was just my plan. But until I was actually introduced to the industry, so we had like an expo and we were able to come to Stellenbosch University for like a little expo. So just over the weekend, and we were going around to vines and wine cellars and meeting winemakers and stuff like that. So I think just from that, I was so captivated. It's such a beautiful career. For me, it was just perfect. It was just a blend of arts and of science and, respect for the land, respect for the people. So I was just so captivated, and I knew that I had to do this. And there's just so many opportunities, so many exciting opportunities, and not a lot of people know about it. So I knew I had to follow it.
So in your opinion, being in Stellenbosch and just experiencing the culture and the beautiful town really did form part of your decision to come to Stellenbosch University in the end?
It was such a culture shock when I came here. Like, it was such a big culture shock for me. Imagine just a young girl from Pretoria coming to Stellenbosch. Everything is just so different. There's a lot of things. It was such a culture shock for me. But I think, I just really adapted really quickly, and also just having people that you know around you. I mean, during the expo, there was a lot of people that were coming from the same place that I came from. So we joined viticulture and oenology together. So we were together, and it was just amazing. And now it's just, I think, just getting used to the culture and just that really, really helped.
Fantastic, thank you so much. Then Kabanga Shakankale, busy with his master's degree in agricultural economics, and more than that, an international student, I might add. Will you please tell us more about your decision to come all the way from Zambia to Stellenbosch University?
Funny story, long story, but I'll keep it short. So in my country, before you go to study abroad, you do something called A-levels. So it's like almost a pre-university of sorts where you just go a bit more in depth into some of the subjects you're taking at matric, right? So when I was doing that, I picked subjects which would allow me to study engineering because I thought that's what I wanted to do. Both my parents are doctors and my sisters also went and studied things in that area. So naturally, I thought I'll do this. After spending a year and a half doing that, I was so disenfranchised, I said I'm not going to go to university. Literally, I told my dad this. You don't tell your African parent that you're not going to go to university. So anyway, I had a bit of a back and forth and I just took a little sabbatical to learn a bit about myself and what I wanted to do. So I traveled a bit in Zambia, went to a very rural part of Zambia, and I saw a lot of land abundance and a lot of poverty at the same time, right? So in seeing that, a few questions came to mind and I was looking to solve those questions. And in my search, I stumbled upon Agribusiness Management Studies at Stellenbosch University, at a university where the Agri-Science faculty is #1 in the whole continent. So naturally it was like, okay, this is exactly what I should be doing. So that's how I ended up here.
Okay, fantastic. And of course, apart from the economic side of agricultural economics, there's also a big humanitarian side to it. And how are you finding that you're not just going into a science field or an economic field, but also more social sciences as well? How do you find that?
I really love the way it's very multidimensional and you can answer very many different questions with different contexts. You go into a space where you're interacting with culture because land is a very personal thing, and you're also interacting with business and you're interacting with markets. So you find that in answering these business questions, you're also helping people's livelihoods become better, and that's really what fulfills me in agricultural economics.
Thank you so much, Kabanga. And then we have Aisha Sheikh, who's doing her PhD in plant pathology. Can you please tell us more about your decision to pursue this career?
Okay, so also just in short, I have very deep roots at Stellenbosch University. My dad's a Stellenbosch University alumni and so are my siblings. So that sort of, pushed me towards Stellenbosch University all in all. But as a child, I was a very weird kid, always climbing trees, covered in sand. My room was filled with weird jars full of little science experiments. So life sciences was always my strong suit. But then, I don't know, human sciences sort of bored me when I was sort of doing research into what I wanted to study at university. So then, I don't know, I told my dad I wanted to be a vet, and then I wanted to be a policeman, and then I wanted to... So he was just like, no, I am sending you on a camp. And yes, he sent me on the Agri camp and the science camp. And the Agri camp really opened up a new world for me. It wasn't something that I was really exposed to. I mean, farming isn't really part of my ancestry. Mostly doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, that sort of thing. And it was just, I found that it was a field that I could still do research in, still be part of science and make a difference at the same time. So that's why I chose to study plant pathology.
Okay, fantastic. And then in your answer now to your previous question, you mentioned that you were a weird kid. And I think a lot of people perhaps struggle with that decision and also like, am I going to fit into university, etc., etc. How was the transition for you into university and essentially really finding your tribe and the people that you will stick with for life? How was that for you?
Okay, so being a weird kid, I was weird, but I was still popular. Let's not make that mistake. No, I'm kidding. But I'm generally, I have the ability to speak to anyone. So that was always my strength. So it meant, and also having lived in Koses, I made a lot of different friends. Networking in university is just as important as in the working world. So that pulled me through. I got to know what to do, what not to do, in order to adapt to university life. I wasn't always the smartest, but I think having interacted with such a diverse group of people in university, you get help, right? And, I don't want to say this, but, past papers and tutors, who to go to for help, just having the courage to approach a lecturer, how to approach a lecturer, that sort of thing. And that basically is what pulled me through, just having the ability to speak to everyone and not being afraid to network. So it's all about who you know, I think.
Yeah, definitely speaks to the fact that it's not what you know, but who you know.
I chose agricultural economics because I know for a fact that I wanted to wake up and go to work to something that I really enjoy. I didn't want to go to work and drag.
Food science is extremely interesting. It handles everything that happens with food from farm to fork. So all the processing that happens from that the produce comes out of the ground till you get it, from the little small scale kitchens to mega factories, all the processing that happens there. That's what food science is, and that excites me.
The reason why I chose conservation is because of the interaction between plants, animals and humans. And now if one of them go extinct or becomes missing or whatever the case may be, it does affect everything else in life. So that was my main purpose for choosing conservation at Stellenbosch.
I love being outdoors. I love being able to get my hands dirty, to walk with my boots in the mud. I never ever saw myself sitting behind a desk all day. I love being out early in the mornings, that fresh, crisp air, and late in the evenings being in the vineyard. And yeah, it's just fun to work on a plant and to actually connect with nature. So yeah, that's why I decided to study viticulture.
Well, for me, it's just that connection between food, business, the land, and human beings.
I love everything about food science. Everyone needs to eat at one point, and it's something fascinating to be able to be part of the production process.
I think it really blends different facets of not only the economy, but different facets of life. So getting involved with people and sustainability and also problem solving.
We have the best lecturers in the world. They are so supportive. They are so available.
They're so passionate about what they do, so they really want to help you.
It's such a small department, so you can really get some one-on-one FaceTime with the lecturers.
Die ongelooflike geleenthede wat dit jou bied. Ons het net laasweek die Agri Careers Connect event gehad waar ons met soveel mense in die industrie in aanraking mee gekom het en ja, ek dink dit is net 'n ongelooflike industrie om in te wees en almal moet eet en daar is soveel dele van dit, van die vooroesdeel tot die naoesdeel, hoe dit versprei en bemark word totdat dit op jou bord beland of in die winkel beland. So ek dink dit is baie interessant en so belangrik.
We need to conserve the earth for all the future generations because without us there is no future.
Well, with the whole world moving towards sustainable living and food security becoming an issue, I think agricultural economics is a perfect degree to study because it touches on this and it gives you practical solutions to these ever-growing problems.
If you're not quite convinced yet, let me take it one step further and show you our top-class facilities.
Welcome to our lab.
I'm sure by now you can't wait to finish your matric year. You know you want to study at the best university, but where to from here? I've invited our faculty administrator, Mr. Eric van Sale, to clarify a few things for you. Good evening, Eric. Just as a quick recap, which programs are offered within the Faculty of AgriSciences?
Hello, Jackie. So in the Faculty of AgriSciences, there are 7 broader programs. So let's see if I can remember all of them. So we are going to start off with agricultural economics, plant and soil sciences. Then we have conservation ecology, animal sciences, food sciences, wine sciences, and last but not least, forest and wood sciences.
I know how I made my choice in degree, but how important is it for students to know which subjects they'll be majoring in, which subjects are elective, etc., before they actually arrive on campus?
Jackie, it's very important for students to know which modules they will be following in their program, especially if you want to major in something specific. So you will need to find a sort of an outline for your program to make sure that you choose the right electives in your first, second, and third year to be able to major in the modules that you would like to follow up until your final year. But you can find all of this information online on www.sun.ac.za/calendar, or if you require the Afrikaans version, you can just replace calendar with jaarboek. I just want to note that students should make sure to rather look from the end, so in your final year, and then work your way back to your first year to make sure that you follow all the correct modules to initially end up where you would like to major in. Jackie, I would also like to point out that our AgriSciences faculty modules form part of other faculties as well. So some of our modules form part of the Economic and Management Sciences, Engineering, and Sciences as well. Most of our undergraduate first year programs will form part of our science faculty. And so the first semester you will be in the class with most of the science first years, and then in your second semester you will have 1 or 2 AgriSciences modules. But if students are still unsure, they can access our online platform to access brochures and videos to find all the information they require regarding our faculty departments as well as the programs we offer. In the beginning of the year, students will have a welcoming program that will start on the 2nd of February just before classes start on the 13th of February. This is compulsory for all students to attend, as this will orientate them to know exactly what to do when classes start. Then students will also have access to the online boarding, which will just prepare students enough for their future studies before classes start.
If after tonight's session a student would like to make a change in their desired degree, can they?
Jackie, I can only speak for the AgriSciences faculty. If you have applied for the AgriSciences faculty and have been selected for a program in the AgriSciences faculty or not, and you would like to change from one program, let's say plant and soil sciences to conservation ecology, you can contact me and we can look at the possibilities of doing that specific change. Please just note that certain of our programs have limited space, for instance, food sciences and animal sciences, so it's not always possible to do that specific change.
Can you perhaps give me a quick rundown of what students can expect from here onwards? They have hopefully received their provisional acceptance, so what's next?
So, as you said, most of the students would have received a conditional offer if they have met the minimum requirements and hopefully would have accepted those offers. If a student applied with their final grade 12 results, they would have received a final offer. But for all the students that applied with the final grade 11 results and received a conditional offer, once your final grade 12 results are released in January, you will receive a final offer should you meet the minimum requirements. All students that followed the NSC and IEB curriculum, those results we will receive automatically. But if you followed any other schooling curriculum, like international schooling, for instance, Cambridge, those results we unfortunately do not receive, and you need to make sure to send us those results as soon as you have it so that we can evaluate it and hopefully send you a final offer. But students can also access the online application portal to make sure that all your grade 12 results were received successfully and that it was processed correctly. If not, please contact me as soon as you find that it wasn't uploaded correctly so that we can fix the problem as soon as possible. Students will also at the end of the year, more likely to the end of the year, maybe start of the beginning of the year, receive all the information regarding registration. Now, registration can happen in two ways. It's either online or at physical registration. We recommend that you do it at online registration, and then if you have any inquiries regarding your registration, that you contact us so that we can advise you to rather change or make a different elective than standing in the queues at physical registration. So that just makes the process quick and easy.
I'm sure a few of the students are also very nervous about their final matric results and wondering what the procedures are if they do not meet the minimum requirements.
So students must always meet the minimum requirements to be able to register for a program. We do know that sometimes things happen and you miss it by 1 or 2%. Then you're more than welcome to contact me to see what the possibilities are there for you. We can then possibly consider you for an extended degree program. Please just note that extended degree program spaces are limited, so it's not a guarantee. But before you send those requests, please make sure that you are a candidate for the extended degree program. Should you not be a candidate for the extended degree program, please just look at other alternatives like schematis, or perhaps contact your school to rewrite your grade 12 results, rewrite your grade 12 subjects to make sure that you meet the minimum requirements of the program that you would like to follow then for the following year. For all the students that did not meet the minimum requirements, but now meet the minimum requirements on their final grade 12 results, please be sure to contact me so that we can look at the possibilities of reconsidering you for programs in our faculty.
A final question, where do students go if they are experiencing any challenges on campus?
The faculty has a wonderful support structure. If you need any support from us, you can contact our Client Services Center, myself, or my wonderful colleagues, Monica Basson or Dr. Natasha Brown.
Challenges at Stellenbosch are mainly trying to balance your academics and your social life, because you can't put one above the other. That's not healthy for your mental state.
When it comes to the mental health, myself, I was hit by losing both parents during COVID and also going through a lot of stuff before COVID. So the first thing that I did was reach out to my department, that led me to say that no, you need to go to a counseling, because the university have a counsel center, which is something very unique I've never seen at the universities. They are extremely helpful, and I am a better woman and a better child of someone who is already passed. Not only will they take care of you, but they will take you away from school, take care of your mental health, and bring you back to school. So to me, that was very important and significant.
One challenge that I had personally as an international student is coming from a different educational system where, you know, the standard is not that high. Coming here, it can be stressful, you know, because you need to, there are a lot of expectations and you need to meet the standards, but you have everything at your disposal, support from your lecturers, facilities from the university, you know, a great community that is so inclusive and people that are so nice, willing to listen and support you and help you.
I feel they're very supportive, especially considering my transgender identity and the fact that it's quite conservative out in the industry. They're very welcoming in the department.
So some support systems that I use at Stellenbosch was campus security. Every single day, I can tell you, I left Narca computer labs at 2 a.m. in the morning working, and they were always there to make sure that I got to my rest safely. So a big thumbs up to them, and thank you very much.
It was excellent, I felt safe, and I was glad that it was there.
I usually stay late on campus, so I use the campus shuttle most of the time, which is available till 2 a.m. They drop me in front of my res and I get home safely.
I love the library because it's underground. Nobody knows where I go to, so I just sneak underground and I'm into the books.
The library is my basic. Every resource that I need, I get it from the library.
There's now even a 3D printing facility.
I love coming to the library, not only because of the accessibility of everything, but then it's a quiet space actually to be able to study.
1, the library, pure gold. 2, the gym, 24-karat gold. And for me, over my 5 years here, I can see how I've transformed.
If you make use of what's available to you, such as the writing lab and the library, it really makes your experience at Stellenbosch a lot easier.
Know your policies, know the university's policies, know your rights, speak up, speak out, and try to reach out whenever anything happens, because the university is there for your mental health and your wellness even more than your academic.
University can, and most probably will be, very intimidating for most of you. It is difficult to adapt, difficult to find your feet, and I really want to urge you to make use of the support services that the university has to offer. On that topic, and perhaps to give more insight to parents as to what they can expect, I've invited Dr. Marion McKay. Dr. McKay is a senior lecturer in the Department of Viticulture and Oenology. She is also the mother of a first-year SU student. So, Dr. McKay, how was it for you with your son transitioning from school to university? What did you experience? What were the challenges? What were the positives? Any advice you can give to students and parents?
The experience was really confusing, and not just for my son, but for a number of his friends. They didn't know where they were supposed to be. They didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. They didn't know where to find anything. And a lot of that information is in fact communicated in quite complicated documents, which they then have to wade through. And I think being Gen Z, or whatever they are, they just don't wade through documents. So one of the support services that I know that the university offers is the PSOs. And the PSOs take the students around to the various departments and buildings where they're going to be doing their, and that is so important, that they know where they're going to be doing classes, even if they can't at the time access the building. and get in. You know that at that corner, that is where I'm going to be doing biochemistry, or that's where I'm going to be doing, human physiology, or whatever it might be. So orientating yourself within the town, orientating yourself within the campus, and for parents, getting a campus map, and maybe driving around with and saying, right, you're having this subject in this building, this subject in this building. And if you can't do that, just walk around the town with your kid until they have some sort of an idea. So that was one big thing, was orientating oneself in the town, and then timetables. Oh my word. So really, really take advantage of every single second of time that is allocated for organizing timetables. Sometimes timetables are found in 3 or 4 different places online, and sometimes they're organized around groups which aren't open yet. So it's really important to be completely on top of whatever you're told about timetables. So my son was in basically a flat panic for the first 3 weeks. I would also advise that if there's the remotest chance that you can find accommodation on campus, especially if your kid's doing something like engineering, where there's a full-on 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock timetable, and sometimes classes at the weekends, to be driving in from Durbanville or Somerset West or even further afield, it is so challenging. So trying to find accommodation, if possible, and I know that really is a big ask, but it makes the kids' life so much easier once they're there. So timetabling, location of classrooms, sitting outside a faculty and weeping on the stairs is actually not a particularly sensible way to operate. But that's what some of his friends ended up doing, because they literally did not know where to go. And don't be scared to ask. Ask anybody, for help. And that goes for parents as well. Don't be scared to pick up the phone and phone the faculty administrator, or phone somebody who might know a lecturer. So we orientated ourselves a lot by I have a friend who's in the engineering department, so I was able to call on her. Just ask, speak to people. That's really, I mean, it's a huge institution and quite intimidating, but he's fine. He's absolutely fine. Panic for 3 weeks, misery, and now I don't see him. He's flying. He's gone. He's living his life. He knows where everything is. He knows exactly what to do, and it's all fine. So it just that sort of first 3 weeks, I think, it's hard. It's hard, but once you get through it, it's okay. And keep on top of the workload. Tell the kids to keep on top of the workload. Because as soon as you start letting it slip, it's not good.
No, I completely agree with you. But I wanted to know from you, Dr. McKay, what tips and tricks specifically do you have for parents that are going to have to change their parenting style maybe, or just adapt to their child not being in their home anymore and now being a student, flying and doing their own thing? What advice do you have for them?
I did not think that I would suffer from empty nest syndrome, and I have discussed this with my son, so I don't think he'll be too embarrassed, but it hit me really hard. Wow, I had no idea how hard it was going to hit me. But I think because we were in for the first three weeks to a month, because there was so much to learn and so much to do and so many changes that we had to make, all I could do was be there for him. So just if he needed to be somewhere at 7:15, 7:15, 6:15, whenever it needed to be, or fetch him in the evening, I had to be there. But then once he found his feet, I needed to back off, because then he started getting irritated. If I phoned him and said, "Are you okay? Have you got enough food? He was, "I will let you know if I need something." And then he does. "Mum, money."
Literally.
So yeah, it was hard it was actually hard, but support, and communicate, and make sure that they understand that they really need to know where they've got to be and when they've got to be in a place, and how important that is. Take advantage of the PSOs, and then just stand back and just hope for the best, because the best will happen. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Don't be scared to ask the faculties for help. There are people specifically within faculties and departments who can help. The lecturers will help. We all want the students to be here. I mean, we really, really want the students to be here, and they are our clients. So you know, as much as you need to ask. It's okay. Eventually, you'll realize that you don't have to ask anymore, because the kids are doing it all for themselves. But do ask if you need to.
And now we are almost at the end of our virtual event. We hope you enjoyed the program. Remember, AgriSciences is exciting as it's science in practice, sought after, needed, and will lead to many career fields and opportunities. From me and the AgriSciences team, I wish you well for the final stretch of your grade 12 year. Make the most of it. Make it special, have fun, work hard, get the grades, ask for help, and stay safe. See you all in 2023. Have a wonderful evening, and remember the live Q&A session on Tuesday, 4 October from 6:30 to 7:15. Please send your questions to agric@sun.ac.za.
I think a lot of people think AgriScience is just like, oh, do you want to become a farmer? No, it's an applied science. You learn so much, and you learn how to work with people. You learn the science behind how farming works.
Agriculture is so much more than just farming.
If you're into anything agriculture, from wine to animals to citrus to fruit, come join our faculty. There will be a place for you.
If you have a love for agriculture and science, it is literally the best combination that you can have.
Our food science faculty has just been rated the top 1 in 100 by the Shanghai Academic World Ranking of world colleges.
Honestly, I'm in Stellenbosch because the here's, the people, the love, everything, I'm telling you. It's such an amazing place to be, so please do come.
Food is so important, and that's why AgriScience is so awesome.
AgriSciences gives you the best future. It opens up your world to a lot of possibilities.
There's hope for the future, and that's something that AgriScience has shown.
We are waiting for you to guide you through every day. We're excited to see you guys in Stellenbosch here.
AgriSciences will take you places you've never been before.
AgriSciences has got a place for everyone.
And we can't wait to see you here.
Come study at AgriScience at Stellenbosch University.